All right.
All right.
Good afternoon, everybody. Black Table Talk family. I'd like to interview, not only interview, but introduce a very important guest, a very important brother, a very important native to the Washington, D.C. area. You mind state your name, brother?
Yeah. My name is Thandor Miller.
Thandor Miller. Hey, we finally got you up here. I always see you in class, hearing them inspiring words and everything. So now we got you up here at the Black Table Talk, and it's a pleasure to have you. So we're gonna start off, with something small, and there's nothing small about you. Just to let you know there's nothing small about you. But who is Mr. Thandor Miller?
Okay. So Thandor Miller is the son, the only son of, I want to say her name, Lula Mae Miller.
Lula Mae.
That's right.
Miller, okay.
It's my mother. We put her to rest about 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
But the reason that I'm even bringing her up is because, like so many of us, being raised in single-family homes that are run by women, I always want to honor my mother for the work, the patience that she put in with me, especially now that I sit here today as the man that I am. So, a simple answer to who is Thandor Miller, the best answer is the son of Lula Miller. Let's go from there.
Okay, so what was a little bit of your background like as coming up,
Okay. Well, coming up, first being taken care of by my grandmother, coming up was difficult because of the messages that were given. Those messages like take your dumb behind in there and do your homework because you're getting on my nerves. Well, imagine how I felt about homework.
Right. You're dumb about doing some homework.
About dumb, and look, homework became a punishment. In my mind, I could never see the value in it. Or, go somewhere and read something. You're getting in the way. Sit down and read this book. You're doing too much. Reading became a punishment. So my background is like a lot of us. When we are being raised in families that have to concentrate on surviving. See, Grandma did the best she knew how to do with what she had. But one thing I recognize now that I'm grown is she was always in survival mode. And through the different researches that I've done, I found that us as the people, for the most part, we've been in survival mode. And so it's not uncommon to be raised in a house where you're always told to get out the way, go do something, don't have time to hug you because I got to spend all my time on putting food on the table or getting the bills paid. So to answer your question, came from a household where love wasn't shown in a hug and a pat on the back. The best way that they could show it was to make sure you didn't go hungry. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what an individual's been through, you can understand them better who they are now.
That's right.
Thank you for a little bit of understanding about who Mr. Thandor Miller is. Okay, what brings us to our point now. Your profession is what?
So my profession is strength-based thinking and practice. I'll tell you how I got there. Since 2005, I've been teaching adult systems in the District of Columbia how to understand teenage behavior. And that work was so successful that I not only taught these curriculums and concepts around strength-based thinking in D.C., but New Orleans, Kansas City, and just different other places. So between 2005 and I'll say up to today, in the D.C. area alone, I've trained over 20,000, what you might call youth workers, school teachers, police department resource, school officers, on how to change their approach to working with teenagers. Now, how did I get to where I am today? And where I am today with this strengths-based thinking is I created this program, this curriculum called the Build Up, transformative building blocks for getting to the best version of you. What inspired that was all those years of working with adults, helping them understand teenage behavior. I noticed there were a lot of hurt people. And you know the old saying, hurt people, hurt people. And so you got adults who are trying to take young people to a place that they haven't arrived at themselves.
All right.
And whenever these young people, these teenagers hit certain buttons, then these adults are stuck. Well, they kirk out. They can't get the job done because they haven't finished dealing with their own trauma. You see, and one thing I know about us, we as a people, we have made trauma a part of our culture. We're real good at getting together, trauma bonding.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
So I created the Build Up, and it's a life class of transformative conversations that are designed to help us explore new perspectives, get new ideas, and come up with new ways of thinking about our life, new ways of looking at life. In this workshop, I push us to challenge our own thinking, to change our thinking. Because see, a man's conditions will never change until his thinking changes. All things start from the mind. You see, and so if there's any solution to whatever we're dealing with, we got to go up here, change our thinking, heal our minds in order to be the best version of who we truly are.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You know, I was sitting down there earlier today listening to you as you taught the Ready for Work class. And one word that stuck in my head was program. Program.
That's right.
Program.
That's right.
And we've been programmed for struggle.
That's right.
We've been programmed to we're not going to get past struggle. We've been programmed pretty much negatively. But when you come in with the build up and the curriculum that you're teaching in the Ready for Work class, it's all about positivity.
That's right.
It's all about we can be who they said we couldn't be.
That's right.
Because truth be told, we came from a place where we was everything.
That's right.
Everything but negative.
That's right.
But when we got over here, we got deprogrammed and programmed into something that we're not supposed to be. So, and there's a lot of older men and women that's in the class now. You know, and you've been teaching here a while, so you know most of the clients are older. So it's harder for them to deprogram and then to reprogram. But I like the way you were saying and what you've been saying about programming. Put some positivity in there. Put some strength in there.
Well, I like to look at it this way, as I did with my own life. I was programmed from the womb. When I first got here, my parents, my mother, and my grandmother, they programmed me. Like I said earlier, stop that, go sit down, do this. No, you don't do that. That's all programming. Right? Then when we go to school, another set of programming. programs. Another set of programs. Society now wants to play its hand in the programming. When we're old enough to go outside and play and learn that there's a neighborhood and that we're a part of that neighborhood, programming. Then the neighborhood starts to program. On and on and on. So, bottom line is, life is always about programming.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of the brain design to accept programs and put it into play. So we've been programmed all our life. When you go to prison, program. You come back home, program.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I look at it is like, well, they've programmed me all my life. I'm grown now. I can finish raising me. How about I reprogram myself?
That's right.
How about I reprogram myself with the focus of getting to the best version of who I am?
Mm-hmm.
I know how to lose.
Mm-hmm.
I spent a lot of years in the program which led to me losing. As an African American man, that program was not designed for me to win.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll say it like this, the environment that I grew up in, they didn't know about winning. It wasn't designed to win.
Right.
But I'm grown now. I know how to lose. I'm reprogramming myself to win.
I like that. And your whole aura exudes winning.
Winning. Because I'm a winner.
You're a winner.
I'm a winner. Look, Marcus Garvey said this.
Uh-huh.
And I don't want to get it wrong. So I'm looking at it.
Okay, look
Marcus said, if you have no confidence in yourself, you are twice defeated in the race of life. But with confidence, you have won even before you start.
Ooh, I like that. Let's say it one more time. Say it one more time.
Brother Marcus Garvey told us that if you have no confidence in yourself, you are twice defeated in the race of life. But with confidence, you've won even before you have started. I've watched us being raised with the mantra, no. No, you can't do that. No, you can't have that. No, you can't go over there. Stay in your place. Research, behavior research, tells us that we have been, before the age of 18, we've heard the no response more than 148,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
So what that does to a man is it sets him up to be ready to receive a no.
Mm-hmm.
It sets him up at some point in his life to stop asking for what he wants, especially if the answer is going to be no. So a couple of things happen with that. We either stop asking and just say okay, or we stop asking and start taking.
Mm.
And then it's that taking that has got a lot of us in trouble.
True indeed.
But imagine this. Imagine if we grew up being taught how to dream, being taught to believe that our dreams could come true. If we were raised to believe in the yes, the power of yes, yeah, you can have that. What do you want for your birthday? Did you make your Christmas list? Believing that there's a yes behind the things that we desire, then we would grow up to be people who would expect a yes out of life.
I agree.
And whenever a person who expects a yes receives a no, they just say, well, thank you very much. I'll just walk down the street and knock on a different door.
We might get a yes there.
That's right, because I'm expecting to receive a yes.
That's right.
But what happens with us is once we receive a no, we feel defeated. We don't ask too many more times because we grew up believing the answer is going to be no. Yeah.
So we're defeated already.
Yeah.
Defeated already.
Twice defeated.
Twice defeated.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly the same Marcus Garvey had there.
Yeah.
Now, I know you're not just doing this just to be doing this. You have a goal in mind, and you are helping people, and you're here with Ready for Work and the National Reentry Network for Returning Citizens. So, what do you look to? How does your program, the Build Up, help men and women who come to the program to get ready for work?
This program is designed to, like we've been talking about, to help us focus on the power of changing our thinking. See, getting a job requires a different kind of thinking than what you've had to do over the last, 10 years of being incarcerated.
Mm-hmm.
Getting a job, they're looking for you to have a certain mindset. And so, even before getting a job, my job is to help you know that you are worthy. My job is to help you change that internal messaging that's been going on for years that even got you in trouble, that you're still carrying when you come home. You see, in the research that I did when I was putting together this curriculum,
Mm-hmm.
behavior science says that between the age of 0 and 5, and I'm going to stretch that to 0 and 7,
Okay.
0 and 7 years old, everybody's foundational self-belief system has already been put in place.
Wow.
So what you believe about yourself was put in place based on the environment that you grew up in, based on the messages that you heard while you were growing up. So you see that this rethinking, this reprogramming, I'll say,
Yeah.
it has to go on. We're grown now.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to reprogram ourselves.
Mm.
We got to reprogram ourselves to even understand the value of showing up on time. We got to really reprogram ourselves to understand why there's this thing called dress for success.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to reprogram our thinking around sitting in that interview with that potential employer, telling him what I have to bring to the table. See, people who are not in touch with their, I'll say it this way, people who are not intentional about their thinking, when that employer says, tell me about yourself, they think they're supposed to start talking really about themselves.
Right.
That employer don't want to know how many children you got. He don't want to know how many years you did. He don't want to know that your grandma's still alive. When he say, tell me about yourself, he wants to know about the person. What can that person bring to my job, to my company?
Mm-hmm.
That's the self that he wants to hear about.
Right.
And so we gotta be in that mindset to understand that, and not carry our old war stories or our old past story, our old personal story, dragging it through life with us. We gotta let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go, and start building this new story. Because your life won't change if you're still telling the same old story.
Right.
You gotta tell a new story to change your life.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
And I don't get a chance to really see how many lives you've changed, how many minds you've changed, how many programs have changed in these men and women's minds, because they're here 5 weeks, maybe 10 weeks, and then they go on.
Yeah.
So I know you're effective because I have sat underneath you, and you don't plug me in, some areas of my life that got charged up, especially becoming a returning citizen. I'm like, okay, this is some curriculum I ain't heard about it in a long time. Never heard this. There's some positive charging right here, and it causes you, especially when you want change.
Mm-hmm.
When we're in the build up, it's like, well, Mr. Thandor just gave me an avenue I can go down and I can succeed. He told me I was perfect. All these years I've been told I'm imperfect. You're going to do wrong. Who said what we're doing is wrong? You done told us all these things. It's a perfect mistake.
Mm-hmm.
It's making us better than what we are.
So let me talk about that for a minute. Now this is what they say controversial for some people. But I'm gonna tell you, buddy, when the mentors I had led me down this particular road, they used to ask me, "Are you perfect?" I would say, "No, nobody's perfect." My mentor stopped me and he said, "The God you serve, whether you call it Allah, Buddha, Jesus, God, many names, still one." They said, "That power that you serve, is that power perfect?" And I'm like, "Yeah, God knew what he was doing, God perfect, yeah." This is it. They said, "Well, the power that made you is perfect, and you are the most precious. Human beings on this planet are the most precious. You've been given charge of this planet." They said, "Boy, ask yourself then, why would that make you imperfect?"
Mm-hmm.
Why would the Father make his children imperfect?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'd be doggone, I never thought of that. And then when I started adapting it and start thinking on it and believing in it and practicing it and making it a part of who I am, I had to deal with my wife. Let me say this though first. My wife and I, this September, we'll be celebrating 51 years.
Ooh, congratulations.
She's my ride or die.
Ooh.
Okay, but when I started sharing this new information with her, I was like, "I'm perfect." She was like, "You ain't perfect. Look at all those mistakes you made last week." And I'm like, every mistake I made was a perfect mistake. Perfect for who? Perfect for me.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect for my own learning. And so you see, we are still out here chasing something that we already got. We chasing perfection, and we're already perfect.
Wow.
See, we think that because as humans we make mistakes, that means we're not perfect. No, we make mistakes because, like my grandmother used to say, a mistake ain't nothing but another way to learn how to do something.
I like that.
See,
I like that, yeah.
mistakes are lessons, but they only become lessons if you learn from them. So each mistake that you make as an individual is a perfect mistake for you.
Yes.
It's for your learning. Yeah.
Perfect mistake.
Perfect mistakes. We're perfect people, so we make perfect mistakes.
You know, the wisdom book, as you call it in the Bible.
That's right.
In Psalms 103,
Okay.
and he said that we are fearfully and wonderfully made.
Come on now.
And in the Hebrew, if you translate the word wonderful, it means perfect.
That's right.
And if we are made in his image and his likeness,
That's right.
and he is perfect,
That's right.
well, aren't we perfect as well?
That's right. So what we got to do is we got to ask ourselves, who told us we weren't perfect? Where did that story come from? And more important, what was the agenda behind that? Yeah.
I like that bit of
Yeah.
thinking.
That might be a whole nother conversation
Yeah, no,
for the
right.
table, right?
Right. If we don't can of worms.
That's right.
Well, look, brother, I know you're an important man. You got important things to do. I thank you for your time that you came here and to shed light on who you are, what you're doing, and where you're going. Because I know you ain't finished. You're still on this earth.
No, that's right.
You down a perfect path.
That's right.
Doing perfect things.
That's right.
So, is there anything else you want to say?
All I want to say is, let's embrace the change in our thinking. Because when we change our thinking, that's when we can change our world. Thank you, Brother Travis.
Thank you, Brother Thandor.
Yeah.
And God bless you.
Yes, sir.
And us, from the Black Table Talk, we're signing in and we signed out, but we're not signing off from our work.
All right.
Y'all need that.
Thank you, brother.